Right now, somewhere within 100 feet of you, there's a machine. It's humming quietly with no employees, no manager watching over it, no marketing budget, just sitting there glowing and waiting. In the last 24 hours, machines just like it quietly moved more cash across America than many businesses most people know by name. Nobody thinks about who owns them or where the money goes, yet someone built an empire out of them. And it started far earlier than most would imagine. This isn't really a story about snacks. It's a story about hidden infrastructure, an industry built on spare change that quietly generates billions of dollars every year. No famous headquarters, no celebrity CEO, just an ordinary-looking machine hiding an extraordinary business in plain sight. By the end of this story, you'll understand why one of the most boring-looking businesses in America is also one of its most quietly profitable. Because the real product was never the snack behind the glass. It was location, psychology, and control. To understand why, we have to go back nearly 2,000 years. In the 1st century, a Greek engineer named Hero of Alexandria designed a machine for temples that dispensed holy water only after someone inserted a coin. It wasn't created for convenience, but for control. Instead of relying on a person to monitor how much water each visitor took, the machine enforced fairness automatically. Remove the human, keep the trust. That simple principle became the foundation of every vending machine that followed. The idea disappeared for centuries before reappearing in 19th century railway stations and city streets. In 1888, Thomas Adams installed chewing gum vending machines on New York train platforms. At first glance, it seemed insignificant, but the machine solved a subtle social problem. Buying gum from a clerk often felt awkward, while a machine never judged, never asked questions, and never even noticed you. Privacy itself became a product people were willing to pay for, and that single insight quietly built an entire industry. It wasn't about gum, it wasn't about snacks, it was about removing friction, eliminating waiting, conversation, and human judgment. A machine simply worked the same way for everyone. In a society where convenience and privacy carry real value, that simple experience became worth billions. Yet here's the surprising twist. A single vending machine usually doesn't make much money. Many earn only a few $100s each month, and after inventory costs, commissions, fuel, maintenance, and servicing expenses, the owner may keep only a modest profit. One machine isn't really a business. It's barely a hobby. So how does an industry built on such tiny margins become worth billions? The answer is scale. Thousands of machines earning small profits together create enormous revenue. Even more importantly, the machine itself isn't the real product. The location is. A vending machine inside a hospital waiting room isn't competing with another machine across the street. It has a captive audience with nowhere else to go. The same is true for factories, dormitories, warehouses, office buildings, airports, and countless other places where people need quick access without leaving the building. What looks like a snack business is actually a real estate business disguised as one. That's why finding the right location is the hardest part of the business. Operators often make dozens or even hundreds of phone calls before securing a single placement. Property owners usually demand a share of every sale before allowing a machine onto their premises. Success isn't about stocking chips. It's about negotiation. Whoever controls access controls the future of the machine. Once operators secure enough good locations, they build routes, carefully grouping nearby machines so they can be serviced efficiently. One machine is a hobby. 30 machines become a business. Hundreds become an operation. Profit doesn't come from one extraordinary machine, but from dozens of ordinary ones working together with minimal wasted travel. Every stop adds value. Every additional machine strengthens the route, and that's how thin margins grow into meaningful income. Surprisingly, this entire industry isn't controlled by one giant corporation. Instead, it's made up of tens of thousands of independent operators, each managing a relatively small number of machines. No famous monopoly, no household brand dominating the market. Just an enormous, invisible network quietly generating cash every day. That fragmentation is exactly why most people never notice how large the business has become. Then there's Japan, where the story changes completely. There, vending machines aren't simply a side business. They're part of everyday infrastructure. The country has millions of machines creating one of the highest vending densities in the world. Despite America's much larger population, it doesn't come close to matching Japan's concentration. The reasons include low vandalism, strong public trust, expensive urban land, and labor costs that make automated retail highly practical. When people trust unattended machines as much as traditional stores, those machines begin selling almost everything imaginable, from hot coffee and soup to umbrellas, eggs, and countless other products. In America, similar ideas are expanding into hospitals, where automated kiosks now dispense medical supplies while recording exactly who took each item and when. Once again, the ancient principle returns. Remove the human, keep the trust. The idea that began inside a Greek temple now powers modern healthcare systems. Looking ahead, vending technology continues evolving. Smart machines use sensors, cashless payments, inventory tracking, and real-time analytics to improve efficiency. Contactless payments replace coin slots, allowing operators to understand exactly what sells, where it sells, and when it sells. Healthcare vending, micro markets, and automated retail continue expanding, transforming simple snack boxes into data-driven businesses. Yet despite all this technology, the core idea has never really changed. The next time you walk past one of these machines quietly humming in a hallway, remember that it represents far more than snacks or spare change. Behind it are countless phone calls, negotiated contracts, carefully chosen locations, optimized service routes, and a business model refined over nearly 2,000 years. It is a hidden business quietly profiting from places and patterns that most people never notice. The businesses people ignore are often the ones quietly building fortunes, and somewhere nearby, another overlooked business is waiting to tell its story.